It is the most painful procedure to tear off those veils, but each step forward in psychological development means just that, the tearing off of a new veil. We are like onions with many skins, and we have to peel ourselves again and again in order to get at the real core. Jung. Carl Jung pioneered the transformative process of individuation. Today, I will talk about how this concept fosters the development of the psyche. I will be discussing three main points of this topic. First, how Jung deviated from his mentor Freud to develop his own theory about how the psyche functions. Next, how Jung built on Freud's idea of a personal unconscious and expanded beyond it to the deeper layer of the universal unconscious. Finally, the goal of Jungian psychology is individuation. This process involves conscious encounters with the universal unconscious, leading to psychological wholeness. I will begin by shedding light on Freud's break from the prevailing thoughts of the time. The schism between Freud and Jung occurred because Jung had divergent views about the nature of the psyche. Jung's own initiation into the realm of the universal unconscious was not painless. He had to circumvent the ideas of his mentor Freud, whose theories dominated the field of psychology at the time. Freud's beliefs are rooted in the idea that the only factors at work in an organism were chemical and physical. His view of the psyche was that psychological phenomena could be reduced to childhood experiences and trauma. He explored the past of a person so that he may uncover repressed memories and events to heal psychological ailments. Freud applied psychoanalysis in a way that reduces a person's psychological experiences down to the personal unconscious. This is why his method is seen as reductive. Jung's view of the psyche was prospective. Contrary to Freud, he did not believe it was his task to constantly refer to his patient's psychological phenomena back to their childhood. He believed that the nature of the psyche was to be expansive and progress farther. To facilitate this growth, he tapped into the collective unconscious. Although Freud and Jung differ in their views, their perspectives are just two sides of the same coin. There is an aspect of the psyche that is personal, and there is an aspect that is universal. Freud is a founding father of psychology. His systematic approach to analyzing the personal unconscious through psycho through psychoanalysis has left an indelible mark on the field. I have often heard his praise. Jung is thought to be the more creative of the two, and sometimes he is praised for this, but sometimes he is castigated as being too out there. Some find the creative aspects of Jung's work to be most compelling. They enjoy how he synthesizes aspects of religious symbolism with the idea of archetypes in the unconscious. Jung built on Freud's theory of personal unconscious and believed there was a deeper level in the psyche that is universal. Jung's deeper layer of the unconscious is comprised of universal images, symbols and ideas. According to him, when unexamined, it is the specter that animates our psyche, and by extension, our actions. Jung didn't discount Freud's idea of a personal unconscious. Rather, he believed that there was another layer below it. Jung believed that there were universal images we share, and it is what he calls the collective unconscious. Ideas attached to strong emotions are within the personal unconscious. They are experienced on an individual basis. Below this layer within the collective unconscious are universal archetypes. These unconscious phenomena often drive a person's behavior, even though they are unaware of it. According to Jung, there is an image we all share for what an archetypal mother is. At the same time, Freud would look at how one exhibits the attributes of a mother and would frame it exclusively in instinctual terms. I believe that both approaches work in tandem. What we believe we what we believe we should do when we are in any one role and what we are biologically compelled to do work together to form the full picture. What are we supposed to do with this collective unconscious? According to Jung, is it desirable to live a life without giving it consideration? The purpose of Jungian psychology is to distinguish yourself from the collective unconscious. Individuation is the process of becoming aware of the unconscious materials within our psyche that influence us. Then we must make a conscious effort to eschew our impulses so that we may direct our own lives. The goal of Jungian psychology is to break free of the unconscious influence of the psyche. Doing this leads to us becoming who we truly are. Jung believed that the self is produced by uniting the unconscious with the conscious. This self is the whole of a person's psyche and what we should aspire to. When one is driven by the contents in the collective unconscious, it leads to psychic disturbances and disharmony. This facet of Jung's work I find to be the most captivating. The purpose of this process is to grow. If the unconscious is universal, then so too is the journey we all embark on to define who we are. To summarize Jung's contributions to the field of psychology, he deviated from the prevailing ideas in psychology so that he may formulate his own. He built upon the idea of the personal unconscious and developed his idea of the universal unconscious. Finally, a person undergoes psychological growth during the process of individuation. Thank you for listening to my informative speech. My name is Taishane Cox.